Do you consider yourself to be a social media influencer?
To be honest, in the earlies, like the only time I really thought like about me being a social media influencer is like when I went out and people started recognizing me. I was like, like something weird. Like people just random people just coming up to you. Hey, Stefan from Facebook or Stefan from TikTok. But personally, I do consider myself like an influencer because I mean it's just me. Like if you get to know me or if you ask my friends, family, just what you see on the media is the same person in reality. So I don't really consider myself an influencer in a sense. Like this big um high person that people put on a pedestal. I'm just a person that probably God put here to try to spread positivity to whoever I meet. That is who I consider myself to be. Because I don't like being put on a pedestal.
Mhm.
I feel like we as human beings like to put people on pedestal. And I really like that too much now. Everybody contributes in their own way. So yes, I'm a social media influencer on paper, but I don't consider myself no big bad influencer, in a sense like that. If you understand what I'm saying.
So, okay, so Mr. Non social media influencer, how did you actually get started then in and end up becoming a social media influencer?
Yeah.
How did
So
that
that
start?
actually, I think I'm what you call probably, is it an anomaly? I hope I'm using that word correctly. Um, it started on TikTok in COVID, when TikTok now started to become popular in Trinidad. I used to do little TikToks with my cousin, them little trends or whatever you just call it, and we doing we thing. She posted on she TikTok, and eventually she just stopped because she get bored and fed up, and I just continued, because I had time to. I was home not doing anything. I doing my TikToks, and from there, you're doing your research. TikTok, what is give views, what do give views, and I see original content does give views. So I start posting original content, like with me being my natural person. People always tell me I'm naturally funny, and that started getting views. And then um, I had started an alphabet series, and that is where kind of pivoted me to fame. And from there, it just started off, and that is where Stefan Fellman, the social media influencer, I guess, was born.
So you're speaking a lot about TikTok.
Yeah,
TikTok, based on the trends in social media, is for young people, and we know.
yeah,
Let's face facts. Over 30 and thing is
yeah. But
Facebook.
that's what I said. So
So
remember, yeah.
where
So
do
I am
you
over 30.
actually
Yeah,
where do you actually post most of your stuff and why?
right. So I would have remember TikTok is kind of like one of the most famous platforms now, right? And I would have started on TikTok just because it was TikTok in them days, not realizing now that it's really where all the youths is. And my thing is about youth development. I really want to assist the youths. That's one of my passions. And most of my content that I post now will be on TikTok or is on TikTok because that's where most of the youths are, and that's where we're trying to influence them for positivity, right? In addition, I've also made a fan base on Facebook, which is more like the older persons, and of course Instagram, where young people exist as well. So most of my content is across those three. I've never really dabbled in YouTube all that much, but most of my content is on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Because ideally we want to reach as much people as possible. Not only youth, because we wanna make people laugh. As Stefan is a person who like comedy, who like to post funny videos. I think he don't only want the young people laugh, he want everybody laugh. So he posted it on where as much as people they don't on WhatsApp status to you getting it. Right? So that
And
is
laughter
that is
is good
Stefan,
for
yeah.
the heart. Laughter is
Sorry?
good for the heart.
Yeah, yeah. Laughter is good for the heart, yeah.
So, in addition to the laughter that you generate, what would you say is the most rewarding aspect of being a social media influencer?
I could remember walking through the Diwali Nagar for Diwali, and a lady come up to me and said, Stefan, I sick. I was sick on bed, lie down, couldn't get up. And every morning my daughter used to come and show me your videos, and that used to just make my day. And that is when I realized I'm doing something good. It's where you see, not everybody have joy in their life. Not everybody have somebody who would uplift them every day. So if through a little funny video I could make somebody laugh and uplift their day, that is rewarding for me. And apparently it happens with several some like apparently some of my videos do that for people, and I'm glad for that. I don't want no money. I don't want nothing. I just want people to be uplifted and feel good. And if my videos can make people feel good, I good.
But certainly it has also afforded you the opportunity to collaborate with others, right? So,
Definitely. I would have collaborated with a lot of brands, worked
mhm,
with a lot of people. Um, and that is the thing. As a social media influencer, you have to be somebody who is positive. You have to be somebody who has a brand, and brands want to see you as that person. They want to see what they're working with as a talent that could help them sell their products as well. So, working with different companies, I would have learned a lot about, you know, the companies, especially the marketing companies and stuff. They want to ask you
yeah.
about your analytics and your metrics and all these sorts of things. When I now started posting on TikTok, I want to see more views and thing I get. But I didn't really make the link with why marketing companies and stuff want to see it. It's only when I started working with them and I
Yeah.
realized, hey boy, this thing important too. Your views and all this sort of thing important. But for me now, them things now all are important for me and no. But only when you're working with companies and stuff, then that importance kind of rises because who you're selling to. Companies need to know who the target market is or age group, thing. So analytics became very important. Working with brands and stuff has been very nice and rewarding as well. But generally, just me as a social media influencer, as I said before, once I can make you smile, I good enough. I real good.
But as you're going down the road of analytics, and this could bring like a sore point when it comes to young people in particular, because you'd find that a lot of young people, hey, let me go check my phone to see how much likes, because that in itself helps to build their self-esteem or make them feel good about themselves. What would you say to a young person who wants to be a social media influencer and is looking at those metrics right now and how much people are liking, sharing,
Mhm.
viewing their stuff?
I mean, I would tell them it's nice, it's important for to have views and all this sort of stuff. But I would also tell them don't worry too much about it because I mean, when you compare yourself with others, it just brings you down. I mean, you can't be comparing yourself with other influencers who gain 50,000 views when you only gain 1,000 views on your video. Because I mean, it depends on how long that influencer would have been working as well compared to you who now start. Ideally, yes, you want the metrics, you want the high figures and stuff, but focus on doing what you like. Focus on posting stuff that makes you feel happy for others to share in your laughter. Focus on that being a channel for you to improve your mental health. Because social media is a way for people to have fun. Especially for young people. Post and forget the views. Just for now, just post for now in the earlies, just because you like to do it. It's fun. You want to share your life with people. You want to make people feel happy, and your content could do that. Post it. Even if your views, if you only get 1,000 views, there's 1,000 people more who are seeing who you are and you are influencing them in a positive way. Don't study the person who get 50,000. You still have 1,000 watching you. So it will build eventually. You just have to continue to post and be consistent.
You said something just now, and I understand you want young people to look at the fun side of it. And certainly it is because social media has a number of positive things. There is also the challenge when it comes, and you again mentioned it just now, the mental part of it. What was the most challenging thing for you so far being a social media influencer? Some of the
Well, yes,
challenges that you
yeah.
faced.
Right. So yes, I did mention it could be fun, but there's also the negative side in a sense. And most social media influencers would agree with me. Hate comments. Hate comments tend to kind of, impact your psyche in a kind of negative, dirty kind of way that just brings you down. And it took me a while to get over that, because I was never famous growing up to say, like, the most popular person in high school or the most popular person in primary school. And getting these hate comments now is like, who is this? Or am I really this person? Or do I look this way? Or am I really that? And it took me a while, and it took my village. When I say my village, those core people around me who uplift me, positive friends, positive comments from good people to help me realize, but forget them is just some little stupid people behind a keyboard just talking up. Why they don't come and tell you in your face? So you have to, that hate comments thing is a big one. You have to, like, if the young people want to get into social media, they have to strengthen their back, like Morocco, to come in the social media thing, because it's nice, but it's a nice too as well. That hate comments thing is, and people hating on you and they don't even know you. That's what I don't understand. So hate comments was one for me, definitely joining social media. I would also say what was a big bother for me is, well, not really a bother, but time management is also a big one, especially with me balancing teaching, because I'm a full-time teacher as well, secondary school teacher, as well as social media influencer. So that's also a challenge for me, balancing or managing time. So that's just for me. So everybody would have their own issues, but social media are nice. You just have to know how to treat with it and how to deal with it appropriately.
So would you encourage more teachers, therefore, because I know you call yourself a teacher influencer, would you encourage more teachers to use that route and become social media influencers as well?
I think so, because that is the that is the way I think, or I think that is one of the most effective ways to reach our children. There's always say, if you want to get through with kids, you have to come down to their level. And that is what they're on. They're on TikTok. They're doing trends. They're doing all them sort of fancy thing. Come down to their level, and when we reach their level, you can reach them. I want more teachers to come out there and do little dance trends or do little funny videos with their kids, because they would see their teacher as a human, not as this big bad wolf in a classroom. So yes, we welcome in teachers. Or like, come on, let we do funny videos. Let we have TikTok pages. Let we have teacher trends all throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Let we have fun, because when the kids have fun, they learn.
Education is supposed to be fun.
It's supposed to be fun,
Yeah.
and they would learn better and they would feel safe. Because school tends to be a safe space for a lot of students. And if they know the teacher is that kind of person that they can rely on, fun, engaging, but strict at the same time, I think we'll change the education system a bit positively.
But how challenging was it for you to switch from teacher influencer when you're in school? I'm teacher, not
Right. Yeah.
influencer.
Oh, yes, that is also a challenge for me. Thanks for reminding me, because I mean, Stefan on social media is definitely not really Stefan in the classroom, because line have to be drawn, right? So I always a fun teacher, like chat with the kids, whatever. But we have to establish that boundary. Yes, I'm a comedian online. Yes, I post stuff online, but we have a curriculum and a syllabus to deliver as well. So when you in my class, do your work, else it's trouble. You understand? So we have to, and my kids understand that now after years, but they're accustomed with me now. So they know what I expect. And well, they know we could all talk lunchtime recess. When you're in my class, do what we had to do. So that was also a challenge for me in the earlys. But I learned, I figure it out, miss. I know what to do now.
I want you to share with us because I'm taking you back to that little dark spot where you were being, how did you call it? That harassment, the comments that were
Right.
being made about you. what advice would you give to young people who may be in a similar position, or what strategies can they possibly use? Because they said be more coil light, roll off your back, but how
Yeah.
can that really be done?
So everybody is different. I would always tell people there is not one solution to, that to there's not only that one solution to make you feel good or to ignore those comments. I know people take on stuff. I know everybody is different. But what I would recommend is definitely talking to trusted adults or trusted friends, trusted family members. Have them constantly uplift you, have them guide you in a certain way, let them know that, we are here for you. um, Let them realize or speak to them to show them that these people are just trolls on the internet. They have no direct impact on your life, or even just completely ignore. You could just like take off the comments on, like, adjust it, no comments or whatever, delete comments. Some people I know some influencers who don't read comments at all. They post the thing and they just go down the road. Or they disable comments. So that's an option too. You can just disable comments under your video.
Okay.
There's our next option as well. But definitely having people around you who like you, genuinely like you, that one true friend to just give you that support, to bring you back to earth and realize, boy, you studying them, watch all the positive thing you're doing for people, you studying one comment. That that will definitely help you when you have that positive ring surrounding you. I think that will help you plenty.
Social media, it's there, it's in your face, it's you're a content creator, you're an influencer. Do you see yourself as having a responsibility, a social media responsibility to the persons that access your work? Yeah.
I definitely see myself as somebody who has to be responsible because my target audience is everybody from 2 years to 100 years. And this is me personally. My goal is to spread positivity and fun and comedy in a nice way for people to enjoy. And I don't want to be responsible for nobody feeling bad or nobody depressed, getting depressed, or nobody feeling bad about themselves. I'm not about this social media thing to bring down people. It have the bacchanalist content creators out there. We know that. Only on the media to war with people and things. I'm not for that. My niche is fun loving content to make people laugh. So my responsibility, yes, I have a responsibility to put out content to uplift people and make them feel good. And I will continue to do that once I own the people and the media.
Yeah. So how challenging is that to choose what to put out there as opposed to what not to put?
So definitely I would put out comedic content. Sometimes it take a little while to come up with the ideas and what to post and whatever. But it definitely wouldn't be aligned to any negative things. So I tend to stay away from too much of negative politics or probably like um alcohol or like cigarette, um, tobacco, different things that might impact youth negatively and people generally. I tend to stay away from controversy. I tend to stay away from. It could be everybody talking about it. Stefan talking about that. Now Stefan want to do a little comedy thing and come off because I don't want to associate myself with just being a bandwagonist and hopping on things and just because it's trending and ting.
Yeah.
Stefan doing what he had to do. He little comedy, he little education with the children. He good with that.
Okay, so as we kind of wrap up this session, I want you to share with me what advice you would give to a young person in terms of those wanting to be a social media influencer, and as well those who are using the social media to use it wisely.
All right, so let me work with those who using it already. The ones who using it already, I want you all to be very careful. All who watching this video, all these young people who on social media, guys, there are people out there who don't care about your safety. There are people who are kidnappers, who are pedophiles, who are murderers out there watching your videos, watching your content. You have to be very careful, right? Know what you're posting. Whatever you post remains on the internet forever. It could affect you getting a job in the future. School fights, for example, you in a school fight and you post it up. Know that they're on forever. Be careful what you're posting. Nobody will say go on social media and take out your pictures and post your pictures and stuff, but you have to be careful who you're messaging, who you're interacting with, which boy or girl you're giving your number and your page to, and your IG and all this sort of thing. Be careful. Another aspect I want you to use social media for young people is for entrepreneurship. I want you to use social media to create your own business, to create your own money. If you know you like to bake, post videos every day with you baking. If you know you like to fix car, post videos with you fixing car every day. If you know you like to swim or teach people to swim, post post videos with you teaching people how to swim. These things will help you develop your niche, your target audience, and eventually you would get customers and you will build your business. So use social media not only to interact with people, but use it as a tool for entrepreneurship. And you definitely would help develop the economy because we always talking about diversification and all this sort of thing. This creative sector, if all these young people start boosting or pushing entrepreneurship, we could build the creative sector and the young people could have a vital part to play in diversification. So let's work towards that, but we have to use social media wisely. Parents, we needed to manage the social media as well with the kids. Be there for your kids. If you know you have to take away the phone 9 o'clock in the night, take it away because we want our kids safe, especially when they're on all these apps. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube is just 4 apps. There are plenty other apps out there. So we have to be able to make sure our children are safe, especially when they're on social media. So make sure and check your children's phone and be present in your children's lives.
Wow. On that note, I want to say thank you so very much, Stefan, for chatting with me and for this wealth of knowledge in terms of your experience as a social media influencer. It's greatly appreciated. And I do hope that young people, as well as parents, and even adults, because we too might be addicted to the social media,
Yeah, so we have to be careful ourselves. Yes, true.
that we are very careful. So thanks
Yeah,
again, Stefan, for
yeah.
spending the time to share with us on the good, the bad, and the responsibility of social media.
Thank you
Thanks.
so much.